Hi friends, welcome to Whole Healing Therapies. You're with Amanda, and today I am bringing a full moon reading, meditation and journal prompt video to you. Feel free to come back to the video and use the timestamps to take you to whichever section you would like to revisit. I'll be starting with a reading. I'll post a link below in the description. This is the Intuitive Astrology Gemini Super Full Moon December 2025. It is the last full moon for 2025, and it also happens to be the last of 3 super full moons that we've had around throughout the year. 2025 was always destined to be a year of endings and completion, so it seems fitting that the universe has gifted us with 3 powerful supermoons. Perhaps it is this last super full moon of 2025 that will help finally bring the completion and closure we have been looking for. Perhaps take a moment under the December 4th full moon to reflect on the things you would like to complete. What do you no longer wish to carry? What is too heavy and needs to be put down for now? What cycles, emotional trends, and patterns do you finally want to be free of? The universe is ready to help you release, so present Mother Moon with all that no longer serves and let her weave her magic. Write it down under the full moon, speak it aloud to yourself or a friend. Share what you wish to remove and allow the full moon magic to do the rest. The December super full moon in Gemini. The December full moon falls in the sign of Gemini, which is ruled by the twins. The twins represent both the mortal and immortal components of our being. We have a very mortal physical body that is here for a set amount of time, but we also have an immortal soul that carries on to infinity. We have to nurture both sides of these twins, and that is something we can do with greater ease under the Gemini full moon. Where do we need to lean into spirit more? Where do we need to lean into our earthly existence a little more? Perhaps we've been neglecting our physical body, bills, or things that need to be taken care of on our earthly plane. Perhaps we've been turning a blind eye to the realities of life on earth. Or maybe the opposite is true. Maybe we have been so consumed with our 3D world that we have forgotten what is truly important. Perhaps we have forgotten to turn to spirit, to trust in the universe or God, and to follow the divine rhythms and signs that appear when we are open to them. You will know in your heart which twin you need to nurture, and chances are you will find you need to nurture both in different facets and areas of your life. Maybe you are good at listening to one twin at work, but not at home. Whatever the dynamic may be, see if you can create the balance that is needed. The December full moon and the goddess asteroids. The goddess asteroids are swirling their magic under this full moon and may stir our closest relationships. We may feel our hearts more sensitive to those we love and find ourselves looking for extra comfort and support. We may find ourselves needing to be in service to others or to give more of our time and attention. Whatever manifests, it looks like the universe wants us to nurture our relationships. We may have to give a little extra love and sensitivity to those around us and really listen to what our loved ones are saying. Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, just exited its retrograde journey, which means communication may feel sluggish or not as effective. So we will need to pay extra attention, slow down, and be sure we are truly listening. Mercury may also bring some hidden information or news to the surface that could help us to deepen our relationship bonds, or perhaps bring an end to relationships or dynamics that we no longer wish to tolerate or have outgrown. Full moons can help us to see a new truth and can illuminate something we may not have considered before. So stay open to the messages of this moon, particularly when it comes to your relationships. The December full moon aligns with the Antares stargate. The Gemini full moon also happens to be conjunct Antares, one of the 4 royal stars. Antares is a star known as the heart of the Scorpion. If we were to draw a line from the bow of our Sagittarius archer, it would point straight to Antares. Antares, the heart of the Scorpion, symbolizes love, passion, and purpose. It guides us to follow our heart's desire and to lean into the love that we are. Use this energy to think about your passions and purpose. Use it to aim your arrow in a direction of your choosing. Perhaps there is something your heart longs to achieve. This is your chance to take aim. On deeper levels, Antares is also believed to be the resting place of souls after they leave their earthly bodies. It is in the realm of Antares that our soul is reunited with the love that we are created from. It is in the realm of Antares that we can recognize the love we receive, gave, and where forgiveness is needed. We can channel some of this beautiful Antares energy under the full moon by surrounding ourselves with self-love, celebrating those we love, and also leaning into forgiveness. Where do we need to forgive ourselves or others in order to reach a deeper level of healing and openness? Where do we find ourselves closed off and afraid to shine? And how can we soften these barriers and allow our true selves to step forward? These are big questions, but you can start small under this powerful stargate and use the energies to lift your heart, cleanse your soul, and welcome a deeper and more purposeful place to live from. So that is this month's full supermoon energy breakdown from the Forever Conscious writers. And I think it just sums up so perfectly a lot of the themes and energies that I've been experiencing, whether on a personal level or other things that I listen to or conversations that I'm a part of with people around me, hearing the same themes. And in my own personal reflection time, or even sitting down to create our videos, there's this thread between all of it. And I think the article that I just read really just pinpoints it so beautifully and so perfectly. And I've followed that website for years now, and I'll never not share it with people. Like, I've shared their full moon articles with friends and family and different people over the years, because it's always just so on point with what we may all be experiencing, and using those articles kind of as a check-in point. Sometimes sanity checking, like, okay, so I'm not going crazy, like this is these universal themes at play, and what I'm experiencing is all a part of it. So it can be quite affirming to read those articles, but something that really helped me was using those articles in my journaling practice. And so that's why I wanted to make this video and share it with people. So if you can now come across this information and use it for journal prompting, and use it for your own journey into exploring yourself and your soul a little bit deeper. So I've put together a list of journal prompts that I'd like to share with you. But I just wanted to say, if you haven't journaled before, or if it's been a long time since you've written anything, I just want to share the power of writing. Writing is so good for us in so many different ways, especially now in the more increasingly digital days. You know, I often hear people talk about how their spelling has gotten so much worse, or their handwriting is terrible now, or people just find that they're no longer physically writing anything. And me, I find writing such a creative and nostalgic practice, because I really enjoy, writing the letters and the physical sensation of writing and the creativity that can come out of nothingness. I've always loved it. But there is so much power in the practice of writing. It ignites certain parts of your brain that are otherwise dormant or now being overtaken by things that do that thinking for you, spell checking for you, grammar for you. But it takes away some form of connection that you have with your own inner ability and inner source. So writing is such a powerful practice. And I was sitting there thinking that while I was writing out these journal prompts, and I scrolled on my phone, and I was looking at, I think I Googled, like, what is the benefits of writing? And it came up with a Bible verse that's basically like a manifestation guide. And the Bible verse is, "It's not yet time for the message to come true, but that time is coming soon. The message will come true." And that's the entire belief of people who manifest through writing, is that it might not yet be true, but the act of writing, the act of you connecting with your will or your desire or your intention, there is something that happens physically in the brain, in that creative source of the brain, that the act of writing connects the two together. And so once it is written, then the universe conspires to turn that to reality. So I just wanted to share that, because it is such a good practice for the brain and for people who wish to create or wish to move through things. I think it's becoming a lost practice, and maybe there is some good in more of us reconnecting with the practice of writing again and seeing how our lives change through that practice. So anyway, December 4th, the last super full moon, the last full moon of 2025, and our journal prompts can be around endings. What would you like to complete? Is there something you no longer wish to invest in? Is there a burden you can release? Are you noticing any cycles, emotional trends, and patterns that you would like to be free of? A fairly common full moon practice is the act of writing what you wish to release and then transmuting that in some way. So burning the page is changing it from one form into another, so from paper into gas and off then into water. So it transmutes the energy that has been put on the page. So perhaps under the full moon, if there's anything you would like to let go of or release, or something you would like to end, you can write it down on a piece of paper, step outside, and intend to turn that energy into something else that can come to you. So the full moon being in the sign of Gemini brings an awareness for us, and it helps to illuminate examples of the twins that exist in us, so our mortal and immortal aspects. So some things that we can prompt our meditations, our time spent in contemplation, journaling. We can start to identify more these two twins in ourselves. What does our mortal version of us look like and show up as, and our immortal side, our spiritual side, how are we representing that? And where do I need to lean in more to a spiritual side, or where do I need to lean in more to my human needs? So whether that's physically taking care of bills or plans or tasks at hand, or if it's taking care of your physical body or your physical space. Or are you needing to put those things down to allow your inner self to have a bit more time or more space to show up through rest, creativity, spiritual practice? And how can I bring balance to both realms of my being? And the article also spoke of the full moon relation to the goddess asteroids this month. And we can use the goddess asteroids to inspire our writing, and looking at where I'm needing more comfort, more support from my close relationships. Am I needing to be more in service and give more of my time and attention? And how can I remember to be more present? Am I truly listening? So the article also spoke about the Antares Stargate alignment, how it has aligned the stars of the constellation of Sagittarius to be pointing its arrow straight at the star that represents the heart of the Scorpion. And it's within that star lies Antares, which is the place where our soul is born from and where our love comes from. And some believe that when we leave our human body, we return to Antares and we experience the love that we received and the love that we gave, and we see where more forgiveness is needed. So this super full moon is bringing that energy to us here now. So under that alignment, it's bringing attention to if an arrow of action and adventure is pointed directly at the heart, directly at the essence of love from where you came from and from where you'll go. What's there for you? What's in your heart of your soul? What's your soul's passion or purpose? Is there something your heart longs to achieve? How do you currently receive love? How do you currently give love? And where is more forgiveness needed? Where do you need to forgive yourself or others to allow for deeper healing? Where are you closed off and afraid to shine? How can we soften the barriers and allow our true selves to step forward? I was most excited about this particular reading because it so perfectly links into the previous video that we released, which is I can exist exactly as I am. So if you would like to revisit that video and listen to the meditation, if any of this process becomes confusing or difficult, you can allow yourself to enter into the meditative space to help reset your mind, and then come back to these questions or come back to whatever is coming up for you. And we can create a soundscape to create a kayem, to create a safe space, a place of high vibrational, high intentional, healing, guiding music for you to use in your journaling practice or to continue your meditative experience. We welcome you to share your experience with us if you wish to in the comments below. If you're listening and you know me personally, please pop a heart in the comments. I'd love to know which of you are watching my videos, and I hope you're all doing well. And now I'm signing off with love, and we'll see you guys again soon. Enjoy the full moon. Mwah.